This is lesson 1-5, part 1. In this lesson, we'll learn how to solve and graph inequalities. First, we're going to write some inequalities from sentences. So first one, 5 fewer than a number, let's call our number n, is at least 12. So if it's fewer than n, you have to start with n and subtract 5. So this would be 5 fewer than n is at least 12. So that means 12 or greater. So it would look like that. Example B, the quotient of a number and 3. Quotient means divide. So the quotient of a number and 3 would look like that. Is no more than 15, so no more than would be less than or equal to 15. All right, so now we're solving some inequalities. So you solve inequalities just like you would equations in general, and I'll show you when we get to something different. So we'll begin by distributing. So we get negative 6x plus 15. Then we're going to combine like terms with the 15 and the 1. So 15 and 1 is 16. And then we'll subtract 16 on each side. So far everything is exactly like it would be for an equation. So 4 minus negative 16 is negative 12. And then we'll divide both sides by negative 6. And this is what's different. When you divide by a negative number in an inequality, you have to flip your inequality sign. So it becomes x is less than 2. Then to graph it, we're going to put a mark on 2. Since it has the equal sign under here, you color in the circle. This is called a closed circle. And then we're shading all possible values of x. Since x is less than 2, we shade left. Go ahead and try example B and then check back in a minute. So in example B, at this point right here, you add 13 on each side, which gives us 16. Then we divide by negative 2. 16 divided by 2 is negative 8, and we have to remember to flip the sign. So we get x is less than or equal to negative 8. Because it's equal, we need to color in the circle. All right, in this example, we have a movie rental company offers 2 subscription plans. You can pay $36 a month and rent as many movies as you want, or you can pay $15 a month and pay an additional $15 to rent each movie. How many movies must you rent in a month for the first plan to cost less than the second plan? All right, the first plan is underlined in red, so that's $36 a month. Second plan is underlined in blue, that's $15 a month plus $1.50 per movie, let's call that M. And then we would solve this. So subtracting 15 on each side gives us 21 is less than 1.50 M. Dividing by $1.50 on each side gives us M and 14. So M is greater than 14, or in other words, if you want to switch the M to the left side, you have to flip the sign. As with equations where you can get no solution or identity, with inequalities you can get no solution or all real numbers as a solution. So on this first one, we're going to distribute the negative 2, which gives us negative 6x minus 2. And when you add 6x on each side, the x's disappear, and you end up with negative 2 is greater than 7. Since this is false, that means there's no solution. In our second example, we distribute the 5. And we'll combine like terms. 10x and 7x gives us 3x. And then when we subtract 3x on each side, the x's are gone again. And we get negative 15 is less than or equal to 8. This is a true statement. Since it's a true statement, then that means no matter what we choose for x, we'll get a correct answer. So this comes out to be all real numbers, which you can abbreviate by making a fancy R, all real numbers.